gotta get it smelling good. Candles, bro. Good morning. Hey, hi, how you doing? Oh my gosh, coffee is just so good, man. So when are you ready to start charging people for photo shoots? This is something that I was thinking about the other day. In this video, I'm gonna tell you my journey and my process from starting photography up to starting to make money with photography, and how I kind of knew that I was ready and the things that I did to make sure that I was ready, the certain steps along the way that I took before I started charging people for photography. Now this in no way, shape, or form is like a definitive list that you need to follow step by step. These are just the things that I did. By watching this, maybe you can pick and choose and kind of pick up some ideas and some thoughts of things that maybe you want to master before you feel comfortable charging people money for photography. Because when you just go out and you're just doing a shoot with friends for fun, I mean, that's cool. But once someone is a paying client, well, then that's when the pressure kind of adds on, and you better deliver because they're paying you, and that can be a little nerve-wracking. First, I'm gonna enjoy a little bit of this coffee. Sun's out. Nice. Get a little workout in. If there's something you want your camera to do, you need to know how to make your camera do that. And so that's why I think learning the ins and outs of the camera, the buttons, the custom buttons, the dials, what they all do at any given point is super important. So I actually started on a Canon camera, and after a year or so I switched over to the Sony, and it took me a little while to really get used to the Sony menu system and the controls. And I don't mean like ISO and shutter speed and aperture. I'm talking about like the menu system, the custom buttons and the dials. Really want to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing, because the last thing you want to do is be on a shoot, want to do something, and not know how to make your camera do that thing. Does that make sense? I mean, just imagine you're on a shoot and you have to tell your client like, I don't know how to make my camera do that. That's just very unprofessional and makes you look like you don't know what you're doing. I would say once I switched from Canon to Sony, it probably took me a good 4 to 5 months to really master all of the custom buttons and the dials. Like I said, whenever I was shooting videos and I would switch, to try to get slow-mo B-roll and then back to regular, 24 frames a second, I would literally manually go in and adjust. I would adjust the frame rate, I would adjust the shutter, I would do all that manually, and it was the biggest pain in the ass. And then finally, after about 4 months, I decided I should probably learn how to set these up custom. And I went in and did it, and I was like, you mean to tell me that I've been doing this manually the whole time, and I literally could have just flicked a dial and it would have gone to those settings saved in my camera? So just little things like that just make your life so much easier, and it makes you look way better when you're on the shoot and your client wants something done and you quickly, boom, are ready to go. That's really important. So before we get into the next part, I'm gonna go into the gym and work out, and I cannot bring you guys in there because I'm not gonna be the guy that videos himself working out. Just not gonna do it. I'll be back. Alright, workout's done. Let me tell you the next thing. After you have mastered your camera inside and out, the next thing I would recommend doing before you do a paid, hired photo shoot for someone is call your family and maybe some close friends and do free photo shoots for them. So this will give you practice without that added pressure of someone's actually paying you. For example, I called my family and was like, hey, let's do some family pictures. This is gonna be great practice for me to learn how to efficiently run and perform a photo shoot. So I treated it very professionally, called them, we scheduled a time and a place, and we met out there and treated it as it was a regular photo shoot. And it was like a practice run for me. I did a few of those before I started actually charging for photo shoots. Really give you some experience and kind of a go through of how it should happen. So now if you guys will excuse me, I'm starving. I'm gonna eat lunch. I'll see you guys in just a minute. One of the next things that I would also recommend you do is to learn different editing styles. People are gonna want all different kind of photos. Fall, woodsy vibe photos. Some people might want studio photos in a studio with a light. They may want photos at night. You might be doing event photography or sport photography. You really need to learn how to edit a bunch of different styles, and one way to really get good at that is go online and get some free raw photos of different stuff, sporting events, portraits, studio, whatever it is. You can go online and get free raw photos to practice your editing. So get really, really good and comfortable at editing a variety of styles of photography. What y'all think? Y'all having fun? It's like this just really big, gigantic field out here that I usually take them to, but it rained recently, so the mosquitoes are absolutely brutal right now. I don't think we're gonna be out here very long. So those are just some of the things I would definitely recommend you do before any kind of paid photo shoot, because you really want it to go well and know what you're doing. So hopefully that helps some of you guys, and that's kind of how I did it. I would recommend you guys doing that too, and before you know it, you will be getting paid for taking photos for your clients.